Greetings, voyagers. Well, we made it to Arizona. We just crossed the state line. We are on Route 78. We came off of Route 180 in New Mexico, and we're climbing high up into the mountains again. But look, it's snowing out. We had to stop and turn around. We got about a mile further up the road, and the snow was coming down so hard. The visibility was poor. We got to a spot where I couldn't tell which way the road went. I couldn't tell if there was a road. Maybe this white space in front of me was just a clearing in the forest that I was going to run into. I couldn't see very well, and I had to stop and slap the ice off my windshield wipers. And there was a pickup truck that came up behind us. And it was a couple, man and a woman, and they stopped and they said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just slapping the ice off my windshield wipers." I said, "Do you know how long this snow was going to last?" And the guy said, "Probably till tomorrow morning." And the wife said, "And I'm not going any further. I'm turning around and heading back," because they said this is only going to get worse. There's a lot of steep grades, sharp curves, and there's another 15 miles of this. And I said, "Oh, brother." And it was already bad. It's already slippery out there. And he said, "Now, yeah," he said, these blankety blank from Arizona, they don't plow. They don't plow very often. They're very late getting plowed. On the New Mexico side, they're very good about it. And it was. The New Mexico side was plowed fairly decently. But he said, once we get into Arizona, forget about it. So they turned around and headed back. And I said, "I'm going to do the same thing." They said, "Yeah, there's a campground right back here." I said, "Yeah, that's the Coal Creek campground." And that's where we are right now. Coal, C-O-A-L, Coal Creek Campground. We're in the Apache National Forest. So we turned around, and it was only about a mile or so to get to the campground. But we couldn't go any further. It was too dangerous, too slippery. Visibility was bad. And the road conditions were just unsafe. So they turned around and went back. And they live around here. And they had a pickup truck with big, honking tires on it. And I'm in a van, and I don't have a lot of weight over my rear tires because it's basically a box, a van. And I even was spinning a little bit trying to turn the van around. So this is where we're boondocking tonight. We're at a campground. There's a bathroom behind us there. There's no other facilities. There's no running water or trash. Certainly no electrical hookups or anything like that. But we don't need any of that. We're all set. I just filled the propane tank. I have a 3-gallon, 11-pound propane tank that we just filled this morning before we left. And so I got plenty of propane, got heat, got plenty of water, got plenty of food. I don't have any signal at all. I have no Verizon signal at all. So we're going to be out of touch. And I don't know how long the snow is going to last. I see some lightning in the sky. I see some patches of blue up there. This could stop soon. I don't know. But the man said that the forecast said it was going to continue till tomorrow morning. And it's been off and on snow all day. It can snow real hard for about 15 minutes and then stop. And then you could drive 20 miles. And all of a sudden it'll start to snow again for a little while and then stop. And then it's just been snowing off and on all day. But it's accumulating now. We've got about a few inches out there. And the road's real slippery and it's really steep. These high mountain roads are very steep and very windy. And it's one thing to be climbing in this condition, but it's quite another thing to be going downhill when you have the force of gravity pulling you along and these roads are slippery. So I've just been creeping and crawling along. So this is where we're staying tonight. We came to Arizona to stay warm, and we're freezing, and it's snowing out. The universe just played a real funny practical joke on us. Yeah. So yeah, let me take the camera and I'll give you a little look around. Um, it's real pretty. The snow is always pretty, and we've had a beautiful drive up here. Yeah, this is the Coal Creek Campground, 14-day limit. I hope we don't have to stay 14 days. But look, the snow has stopped. But it's too risky because if we leave here and start going again, the snow will start again, and it's just not safe. Coal Creek Campground, Apache National Forest. But it's been snowing. We went through some exquisitely beautiful snow-covered forests, and it was all fresh snow, all fresh fallen snow here in New Mexico. That was Route 180. We got off Interstate I-25 at Socorro and got on Route 60. We stayed at the Box last night, Box Canyon. That's where we stayed, just about 4 miles out of Socorro. And then we stayed on Route 60 and then took Route 12 south in a southwesterly fashion, and then to Route 180, and now we're on Route 79 in Arizona. But coming through those mountains, those high mountains in New Mexico with the snow, was just exquisitely beautiful. Just a picture postcard, like a Christmas card. And it's wonderful to be here. It's just wonderful to be in these beautiful forests in these mountains. Just fantastic. So I'm parked right off the road here. I want to make sure I'm close to the road so that when the plows do come by, I won't have to go slipping and sliding just to get back on the road. It's pretty back here. I definitely have to come back to New Mexico at a different time of year. It's cold and it's snowing. I like to come back here when it's not cold and snowing and see more of New Mexico. It's really blowing me away. I wasn't all that happy with Santa Fe, although it was surrounded by beautiful mountains. But now that we've gotten into these high mountains, it's absolutely gorgeous. I need to spend some more time exploring New Mexico. But we are we'll be about 15 miles. We'll be down out of these mountains and down in the lowlands, down in the flatlands, and it'll be warmer. And that's what happened on our way up here. We'd go up in these mountains, and it would be snowing. It would drop down into the valleys, and there would be no snow, and the roads would be clear. And whatever snow they had already melted, warmed up. So once we get to a lower altitude, a lower elevation, it should warm up. Oh, there's trash. Oh yeah. Toilets and trash. I didn't think there was any trash pickup here. That was the ladies' room. There's nobody here. This is the men's room. Oh, thank you. Somebody left a little gift for us. But look, there's another trash can. We have our own toilet paper, so we're all set. We came to Arizona for the sun and the warm. And look what happened. Mother Nature played a dirty trick on us. It is December. End of December. We are at high elevation. Van looks good with a little snow on it, doesn't it? It blends right in. All right, well, we're going to get settled in. It's only about like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but we'll get settled in. We'll turn the heat on, have some supper, see if we can get anything on the radio, like a forecast. I have no signals, so... Woo!
Now, did we just climb a hill?
We climbed a lot of hills.
Love fall behind.
Whoops. Ah! Dang. Yeah, just dropped the phone. That's not good. So, it's beautiful, though. It's absolutely beautiful.
I haven't seen any wildlife.
We did see something, and I don't know what it was. We saw an animal that was about, I don't know, bigger than a raccoon, but it wasn't a raccoon. I'm thinking it was either a badger or maybe a wolverine.
A badger.
Yeah. So we've seen some wildlife. But this is it. This is where we're boondocking tonight. And
Right.
I hope we can get back on the road tomorrow. We've been trying so hard to get to the warm weather. We got stuck in Santa Fe for 4 days with that nightmare about losing my ATM card and the Bank of America making us jump through hoops. I'm going to do a video about that. Well, maybe I'll just get it out of the way right now. I got about 3 minutes left. I have to cut this short. But bottom line is, we are homeless. We do not have a verifiable address. Verifiable address means you have to be paying rent somewhere, have utilities, and that's what you need to open a bank account. We don't. And but the manager there, this lady, the bank manager, she was able to override that, and she did that for us so we could open the account, put some money in it, and so now the Rep Payee account and my own personal account. I switched my personal account to Bank of America too because we're nomadic now, or semi-nomadic. We're doing a lot of traveling. We need to have a bank that we can get to in any state we are. And now that we're with Bank of America, we'll be never more than a day's drive away from a branch office where we can get assistance. So, but here's the thing. If you're homeless and you don't have a verifiable address, a street address, it has to be a physical structure built upon the ground. If you don't have a utility bill, a rent receipt, a lease, any kind of documentation that shows you have a fixed address, you're not going to get a bank account. Now, this is all because of the post 9/11, Homeland Security stuff. But it's discriminatory. It's just another way that poor people are being held down. It's the rich bankers. Well, I can't blame it on the bankers, but I mean, it's just I'm sure it was an unintended consequence, but that's what it comes down to. If you're homeless and you can't provide a verifiable address, you can't open a bank account. Now, they told me they would open the account for me, but within the next 3 months, I have to go rent a space somewhere and update my profile to make sure that I have a verifiable address. I'm going to use my location, my little camp up in northern Maine, as my verifiable address, and she told me I could do that. So I feel bad for people who are homeless and can't get a bank account. All right, I got to cut this off. I'm running out of time. Woo, that's a wrap for today. We'll get caught up again a little further down the road. Thanks for watching. Peace and